Hi, I'm Izzy, and this is Dizzy Quilts and Sews. In today's video, I will talk to you all about the outfits I made myself for the holidays this year. In early December or late November, when I planned my December sewing, I was determined to make myself a Christmas outfit, at least for the Christmas Eve party that I'm attending on Christmas Eve, obviously. So I made plans for that. It's even going to fit in with the Little Red Dress Project 22 challenge over on Instagram. So I had all my plans. And then the Think Pink subscription box number 10 came in from Beyond the Pink Door. And when I opened the box, oh my goodness, the fabric just screamed at me to make it up into my Christmas Day top. So Christmas Day in our family is spent, so in the morning, we get up fairly early. The 6 kids come over with the 7 grandkids, and then it becomes complete chaos and mayhem in our small living room where everybody is unwrapping their gifts to each other and then from us. So there's a ton of things getting unwrapped on Christmas morning. And then once everybody's had breakfast and has opened all their presents, we slowly make our way a couple of streets over to my sister-in-law's house for Christmas lunch. And she has all of the trimmings, so turkey, mashed potatoes, veggies, gravy, stuffing, the whole bits. So I need something comfortable to wear on Christmas Day, something that I'm not going to mind if it gets a little bit dirty or if small sticky fingers get onto it, and something that's going to allow me to move because I'll be on my hands and knees opening presents with toddlers, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start with my Christmas Day top because that's going to be the quickest thing. And then I'll move on to the outfit I made for Christmas Eve. All right, so my Christmas top is in this gorgeous Christmas tree fabric from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door. Now, I made a seamwork Oliver from the fabric because I made the Oliver a couple of times before. I like the top on me. It's super comfortable. It's a boat neck, so I'm not worried about, cleavage or anything like that as I'm moving about and crawling on the floor with a bunch of children. And yeah, and I just knew it would fit and be comfortable and practical. Also, I picked the Oliver because there aren't many seam lines and it would really allow the fabric to shine and I wouldn't have any awkward like Christmas trees cut in half or that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I got busy washing, cutting, and sewing that fabric almost as soon as I received it. And I love how my top turned out. I made a size 16 in the smaller range simply because that's the size I had cut. When I first printed that pattern and made my first 2 Olivers, I was quite a few pounds lighter, but it's an oversized, relaxed fit kind of top. So with a few extra pounds, I find the top suits me or fits me even better. I did add 1 inch to the length because the smaller range from Seamwork, I believe, is a C cup. And I'm a double D, so technically I should be sewing from the bigger range. But adding the 1 inch of length, I think, gave me the coverage up front that I needed. And I don't find the top rides up when I'm wearing it. So yes, very, very pleased with my Christmas Day top. And I even used one of the Beyond the Pink Door advent calendar labels, which says gorgeous. because, you know, I felt it was appropriate to use a Beyond the Pink Door label on a make made from Beyond the Pink Door fabric. It all works in my head anyways. So that is my Christmas Day top. I'm going to be wearing it with jeans that are ready to wear. Not quite there yet with sewing up jeans. And I'll probably just be wearing socks because we'll be indoors. And yeah, need to be comfortable. So that's the Christmas top. Now for my Christmas Eve outfit. As I said before, I knew I was going to make a red dress. I had the perfect Ponte in my stash, so didn't even have to buy any fabric for this. And decided to make the Cashmerette Rivermont dress. At first, I was going to make the Upton, but the Upton requires woven fabric, and I was determined to use my red Ponte. So went for the Rivermont dress instead. I already had the pattern. I know that Cashmerette patterns typically fit me really, really well. So not a penny was spent. Well, not a penny was spent. That's not really true because I did have to buy the pattern and then the fabric at some point. But no new money was spent to make this outfit. I had never made the Rivermont, so decided to make a wearable muslin before cutting into my Ponte. And I had floral scuba. It was a remnant piece. It was about 1 yard and a little under 1.5 yards, if I remember. So decided to make the Rivermont peplum as my wearable muslin. I had all kinds of issues pressing that thing. Scuba is very bouncy until I remembered I had a clapper and tried that, and from then on out it was great. So I finished my peplum, and I did show it to you all in my Vlogmas week 2 video, if I recall. And you all gave me some great advice in terms of lengthening the bodice, because I really did not like where the waist seam was hitting me. So I did follow everybody's advice and lengthen the bodice, but I think I might have lengthened it a touch too much. So I added 1 inch. I think I should have added just a 1/2 inch because the Ponte's heavy, and with the weight of the skirt and the pockets and everything, I feel like the waist is getting dragged down a tiny bit too low for my liking. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I do love this dress so much, so much. So based on the fit of the muslin, I wanted more room in the back. And also, after looking at all the pictures and putting it on again after the video was finished, I felt a little snug in it. And this is a Christmas Eve party. I'm going to want to eat. I'm going to want to be comfortable for a long, long time because these parties tend to go on for hours and hours and hours. So decided to size up and make a size 20 with the EF cup, but just stay to 20 from top to bottom. So usually in Cashmerette patterns, I make a size 18 EF at the bust and then grade out to a 20 at the waist and hips. But just to give me a little more room at the top and especially in the back, I just decided to use a size 20 all the way. And I'm happy I did that. I really, really am. I think the extra bit of room just makes it that much more comfortable for me to wear. It didn't change anything in terms of where the darts are. Everything is fine. There's no weird lines or weird puckerings anywhere. The only small thing that bugs me a tiny bit is the pockets. So there's a lot of, and it's entirely my fault. I should have gone with lighter weight fabric for the pocket lining to eliminate some of the bulk, and I didn't. And the seam, the side seam, is very bulky where the pocket meets the sides. I don't know if that makes any sense, but so yeah, so there's a little bit of there's a few little lines there, or they're not puckers, but they're dimples. So yeah, that bugs me a tiny bit, but not the end of the world. So what else can I say about the dress? I mean, it's, yeah, size 20. Oh, I did reduce the overall length of the skirt by 2.5 inches. So what I ended up doing is, no, more than 2.5 inches. I'm lying. I reduced or shortened the skirt by 4.5 inches. I cut off 2 inches at the lengthen and shorten line before even cutting my fabric. And then I decided I knew it was going to be too long still, but decided I was just going to take the length off the bottom once everything was sewn up. And so I put the dress on. My daughter just happened to be here when I finished it. So she pinned the hem on me where, you know, we thought it was most pleasing. And then I just chopped off, I ended up chopping off 2.5 additional inches. So 4.5 total. And then finish the hem and the kick pleat and everything as you normally would. The only difference is that for me, the kick pleat is a little bit shorter than it would have been had I taken out all of the length at the lengthen and shorten line. Yeah, I mean, I made the short sleeves, and you will have seen that in the pictures and video, simply because I did not have enough fabric to make the long sleeves. And I knew I was going to wear it with something on top, so not too bothered about the short sleeves. Actually, it's probably a good thing, because that means I can wear this dress with a bunch of different cardigans on top of blazers, or in addition to blazers. Yeah, a long sleeve would have been a little difficult with some of my cardigans. So it turns out, wow. Yeah, I used every last scrap of this Ponte fabric. I can't remember how much of it I had. I should have made a note. I think maybe 2 meters or 2.5 meters, maybe. Yes, and the pattern for this long sleeves calls for at least 3 meters. So, yeah, so short sleeves. I do like the sleeves, so not a big deal. And I think that's pretty much, oh, well, let me show you. When I made the peplum, the neckline, so the facing really, really bugged me. It kept wanting to come out. And in this Ponte, it's behaving itself way better. I mean, it's still not perfect. You can see it peeking out here, but it's the same fabric. I used thread for the understitching. I used thread that matches the fabric almost perfectly. So unless you are really close to my neckline, which, you know, why would you be? I don't think that's going to bother me too much. I used the same gorgeous label. I just figured it went nice with the red dress. And other than that, the facing is really behaving itself. I did stitch it down. I stitched it in the ditch on the back. And I mean, you can't see it. You can barely see it. And then it's caught in the arm side sleeve, or in the sleeve seam allowance all around the shoulder here. So it's staying put over here. So there's nothing really flopping except for the front piece. But when I'm wearing it, it's fine. This Ponte must have a lot of viscose in it, because it's pretty drapey and it creases like crazy. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to press this thing before I wear it out of the house, but oh well. So yeah, not much else to say about it. I absolutely love my dress. I love this dress. I love this color on me. This red is definitely my cool red. It's got some pink undertones, which is perfect for me, because the reds that have orange undertones really don't work for me. So there you go, my Christmas Eve dress. Now next, let me go get the blazer I'll be wearing with it. All right, so the blazer I made to go with my red dress is the Metra blazer by Love Notions. I have made this blazer once before in a scuba, and I made this one in a scuba as well that I've had in my stash for a long, long time. So again, had the pattern, had the fabric, no new money was spent on this blazer, which is awesome. I made the exact same size I made the first time, which is an XL all the way down with the full bust front. So Love Notions in their knit patterns, and I think in their wovens as well, they do a standard bust and then they do a full bust, which you are recommended. They recommend you use the full bust if your high bust and full bust difference is 4 inches or more. Now I have a 5-inch difference. 5, almost 6 actually. So I always use their front bust, and that works, their full bust, and that works well for all of their knit patterns. But when we start to talk about wovens, I really should use their full bust and do a full bust adjustment, which, yeah, I couldn't be bothered. I mean, Cashmerette do the full bust adjustment for you, which is pretty awesome. Yes, so back to the Metra. I forgot to put a label in my Metra. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But yes, here it is with the shawl collar. This is an unlined jacket, so you can see all of my serging. I mean, yeah, I could have used white thread and then you would not have seen this, but you know, it doesn't really matter. The sleeves are stitched as well as the bottom hem. And yeah, this is a super, super easy blazer to make. This scuba is really soft and comfortable, and it's going to keep me warm. Yeah, I love this blazer. I think I need to make a few more of these because they look like a blazer, but they feel like you're wearing a cardigan because of you make this with a stable knit, basically. So you can make this with a scuba like I have. You could make this with a ponte. You could even make this with like a French terry or a sweatshirting, which would give it a even more relaxed kind of look. And it's really not difficult to sew. I mean, the most difficult part of this pattern is the faux welt pockets, but I didn't even sew those in this one. This one has no pockets because the dress I'm wearing it with has pockets, so I didn't feel like I needed to. So this, yeah, came together super easily. And Love Notions do have video tutorials for the trickier parts of this blazer, like the collar, so adding the collar and doing the welt pockets. They do have videos that walk you through step by step, so very easy to follow. And again, not much else to say about this. This blazer is fabulous with the red dress. It will be fabulous for work days as well, with a black top or pink. I mean, any color. It's black and white. What color wouldn't I be able to wear with this? I'm kind of thinking it would be really cool with a turtleneck. I don't know if I can pull off a turtleneck. I might have to try that. But I'm thinking for video calls, a nice red or bright pink turtleneck with the blazer on top would be very smart looking, very professional looking. So I might have to try that with some inexpensive fabric and just try to see if a turtleneck is even me, because gosh, I can't remember the last time I wore a turtleneck. I literally can't remember. So we'll have to give that a try. So there you have it. These are my Christmas 2022 outfits, and I am super pleased with all three. I'm especially happy that I did not have to spend additional money on the fabric or the patterns. I mean, all of the patterns were in my stash. 2 of the fabrics were in my stash, and the 3rd fabric was delivered to me in my Think Pink subscription box. So how much better does it get, really? I am very, very happy with all three. I will wear them all proudly. And I would love to know which one is your favorite. Or if you have any questions about any of them, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for visiting today. If you like the video, please give it a like on your way out and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.